approaching the truck, in the cab, connections, under the truck, around the trailer, and the exterior of the cab. Approaching the truck. Check for tractor or trailer lean, vehicle damage, and leaks or drips underneath. Check license plate, left fender mirror, hood latch, and driver's side mirror. Inside the cab. Close the door firmly. Check window operation and seatbelt operation. Using the sweep method, inspect the cab, checking visor operation, condition of all cab glass, windshield wipers, dash and glove box, due date on the service sticker, gauges and switches, steering wheel play, clutch play, brake play, and throttle play. Check the flooring for unsecured objects, the cubby hole underneath the passenger seat. Check that the triangles are present and the box is secured. Exit the cab using 3-point contact. Check the fire extinguisher is charged and secured. Check the steps, battery box, and drain the air tanks. Connections. Trace all air lines from cab to trailer, checking for proper connections, kinks, cracks, and repairs. Use 3-point contact to mount the steps. Check that glad hands are fully seated, then remove and check the seals. Check that the light cord is fully seated, remove it, and check for corrosion or missing posts in the trailer box. Make sure the lines don't drag on the catwalk. Check the catwalk and steps. With a flashlight, check the fifth wheel that there is no air gap in it, that it's high hooked, and that the nut is flush with the front face. Check the quarter fender. At every tire unit, using a thumper, check tires for inflation, check for nails in the tread, check for objects stuck between the duals, check the lug nuts and valve stem caps, check the mud flap. Under the truck, using a flashlight, check the fifth wheel jaws, tractor tail lights and pintle hook operation, and the mud flap. Check brakes, inner wheel seals, springs, and shackles. Check slack adjusters, dust cap, check that the brakes are not caged, check the cotter pins in the linkages. Check the sand shoes on the landing gear, the trailer registration and box, and the underside of the trailer floor. At every trailer side, check for damage, placards, conspicuity tape, check for damage, at the tires, using a thumper, check for inflation, check for nails in the tread, objects stuck between the duals, lug nuts, valve stem caps, and hub oil. Check the wheel for rust streaks that might indicate a loose lug nut. Check the mud flap. At the rear of the trailer, check for lights, damage, placards, and conspicuity tape. Check the door for proper operation, the latch, pull strap, cables, and cable retainers. Check for lights. Check the rear glad hands for seals and that the valves are closed. Check the piddle hook, license plate, and the license plate light. Check the trailer bud flap. Using a thumper, check the tires for inflation, nails in the tread, objects stuck between the duals. Check the lug nuts, valve stem caps, and hub oil. Get underneath the trailer. Check for brakes, inner wheel seals, springs. Check the dust caps. Check cotter pins and linkages. Roll over to the other side of the trailer. Again, check the brakes, wheel seals, and linkages. At the side of the trailer, check for damage, conspicuity tape, placards, and lights. Check the landing gear crank operation in both directions. Stow the handle properly. Check the sand shoe. Make sure the legs are fully retracted. Check the mud flap. Using a thumper, check the tires for inflation. Check for nails in the tread, objects stuck between the duals, lug nuts, and valve stem caps. Check the quarter fender and chain hanger lid. The front of the trailer, check for damage, conspicuity tape, placards. Check fuel tank cap for tightness. Exterior cab. Open the passenger door. Check the window operation, passenger side mirror, and hood latch. Check fuel tank cap for tightness. Check the retaining chain and gasket. Visually inspect fuel level. Check the tractor steps. Check the tire for inflation, nails in the tread. Using a thumper, check the lug nuts, valve stem caps, and hub oil. Go under the front end. Check brakes, linkages, shocks, and steering. Using a thumper, check the tire for inflation, check for nails in the tread, check the lug nuts, valve stem caps, and hub oil.